Hi, I'm Michael Bach with the Canadian Centre for Diversity and Inclusion, and today I'm joined by Victor Lau, a university student from the University of Western Ontario, to talk about what he's doing to make Canada more inclusive. Victor, thanks for being with us. Why don't you start by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So my name's Victor. I go to school at Western University, and right now I'm studying business and political science. Long term, what I want to do is somehow pair business and humanitarian work to make a difference. So something within global development would be great. But besides school, in my spare time, I do a lot of endurance sports. So I got into triathlon pretty early, and now I'm trying to find ways of pairing endurance sports with some of my more humanitarian work.
That's fantastic. And I understand you did a little bike ride to raise some money?
I heard about a family from Aleppo in Syria that wanted to come to Canada. And because both my parents were actually refugees from Poland, I knew that I needed to find a way to raise the money that this family needed to come to Canada. But that number was $30,000, and I didn't have $30,000. So I started thinking about what would be the best way of raising that money. And somehow the idea of biking solo from Toronto to the easternmost point of Canada seemed to make sense. And so over the summer, I took 24 days to get on my bike, leave home, and then bike from Toronto to just outside of St. John's, Newfoundland. And it was a crazy experience.
And you were by yourself the whole time?
Completely by myself. And so that's a common question. A lot of people thought that I had someone following me, like in a car or something, or someone was biking beside me, but I was completely by myself, except for the first about 30 kilometers, because my mom actually biked with me to like send me off. There's a few other people, Medhavi, Saad, and Oswa, who are on my team, and they're all from Western. So we do a lot of work together, and then in terms of like the larger community, we have about just over 150 people who donated to help the Beshmat family, the family of 5 that we're sponsoring. And so those students have done so much in terms of raising money, but also raising awareness for the cause.
Absolutely. And I understand you're doing a little swim?
I did a little bike ride, and then I figured I should probably do a little swim too, and then probably in the future do a little run. But yeah, so the plan for this summer is to attempt a solo crossing of Lake Ontario. And so it would be from Niagara-on-the-Lake to Toronto.
Oh, so you're not swimming horizontally across the lake. It's just a little...
Yeah, no one does the horizontal swim. And so...
It's impressive.
You know, as long as you can say that you crossed Lake Ontario, like people seem to take the easier route. Yeah, but even the easy route is 52 kilometers. And so in terms of time in the water, it's probably going to be about 20 hours of swimming as a good time. And so it's going to be quite the adventure, and I'm in the pool every day prepping for it. But yeah, this is definitely going to be a little bit tougher.
You're not going to be alone for this one.
This one I won't be alone. So I'll be the only one swimming. But in terms of the supporting team, there's definitely going to be a lot more people involved. And so there's going to be people on boats following me, making sure that I'm safe.
That's good. And you're doing this to raise money for Syrian refugees coming to Canada?
For a different family, yes. So we raised the $30,000 last year for the Beshmat family, and now we're trying to figure out how much we can really raise for another family or even another 2 families. So we set ourselves the target of hopefully raising enough for 2 families this summer. But at the end of the day, we'll see how much support we can get. And really our goal is to help as many people as possible. So be it 1 family, 2 families, or 3, at the end of the day, we just want to make sure that Syrians are able to come to Canada and to start a new life. I felt like I had a responsibility to do this, just because a lot of people helped my parents when they were escaping from Poland and then throughout their process of being resettled in Canada. And so that responsibility made this more than just kind of a, okay, you know, why not have some time this summer? But then also I think that I wanted to use this to send a message that Canadians need to care about the Syrian refugee crisis, that this isn't something that happened in 2011 and isn't something that should be headline news. It's still very real. There are millions of people being impacted, and people need to care. And so I think after all of the headlines, seeing politicians, regular people thinking that refugees are dangerous or that refugees shouldn't be supported, I think that also spurred me to say, hey, let's get people together, let's sponsor a family, and let's make sure that the truth is at the forefront here.
That's great. And, I'm so impressed by what you've done and the amazing commitment you've made. There are so many millions of Syrians that have been displaced that need good homes, and I'm proud that Canada has been able to make home for tens of thousands of those individuals. And with that, CCDI is going to be making a donation of $10,000 to kick off your fundraising, and we're proud to support you in your efforts.
Thank you so much, Michael.
It's my pleasure. That's it for us. Please do go to CanadiansForSyria.org to support Victor on his campaign, and we will see you all again soon.